All right. Thank you, Nicole. Is it working? It's working. Okay. All right. So we'll start a lot of the focus today has been on software-defined vehicles, but I'm going to shift it a little more to product reliability, product development, and the relationship between suppliers and customers in the automotive industry we're seeing today. Let's say you're a tier supplier. You're designing a new component for a new market. You're going from ICE to EV. Your customers are shipping you requirements. You're designing, you ran the FEA, all the simulations, you pass the test, you put the part on the vehicle, part fails, comes back to you. Where do we start? So this is what we're trying to tackle today, is the problem with understanding our requirements. So a lot of the design issues we're seeing in the industry today are stemming from product requirements, not understanding your product requirements and your system requirements coming from the customer. So in the past few years, we developed a software, an enterprise software, to reveal product weaknesses in the early stages of design. And this platform here allows you to understand and digitize your product requirements into what we call digital spec. And this digital spec takes your line item specification and transforms this into one functional graphic operating profile to simultaneously understand all your parameters and how it influences your product in a real-world operation. And you may think, okay, well, maybe Excel has this, but Excel is very limited. The industry is still using very primitive tools to understand and graph their performance in the very early stages of design. So we're bringing this as a platform to really understand and have a new method of communication between OEM and tier supplier. So with this, you can really understand and reveal what weaknesses you may have missed in the early stages that you would have not otherwise understood with a traditional 50-page line item spec that you get from your customer. So reduce design iterations and prevent millions in field failures is the ultimate goal of what we're trying to do here today. So you can import, we have some abilities to import a lot of your isolated email conversations, Excel documents, Word documents, bring this into a profile. And this is an example profile of an oil pump going into an EV or an ICE car. This is just two examples of signals here, flow and pressure. But you can import every functional requirement that has an influence on your product's performance. And that becomes your digital spec. And then you have a lot of integration opportunities. This can be your input to calculation, to modeling. This can be your input to generating your product DNA, generating service life estimates, is what our brand is for product DNA. And then this also reduces a lot of inefficiency in tests internally within plant operations. This becomes the export to test, and then you import the data back for test and validation, drastically reducing your test time and your test engineers, a lot of overhead that we're carrying today within the plant. And then ultimately, this becomes your real-time digital twin. The future is really being able to connect to your vehicle and then bring that data back to really do real-time prognostics and calculate residual life and remaining useful life for your components in the field. And now OEMs are really transitioning now to virtual validation. In the next 5 years, they're really dropping design and verification plans. They no longer want to enforce the test. They just want to buy off-the-shelf products. So this gives you the ability as a tier supplier to really take the application requirements and then respond to RFQs, we say, in a matter of few hours, giving you that ability, that speed, confidence, and depth to enter new markets and transition from ICE to EV. So this here is a graph about how we show how you can respond to new applications. And if you cannot, then you just generate new capability envelopes, product capability envelopes to enter those new markets. We're present in Toronto. That's where we're based out of. We have a sales presence in Farmington, and we just opened an office in Munich starting September, which is where a lot of our market and potential traction is being generated right now. This is we're generating revenue. We have customers, pilot stages, repeat contracts already in the past few years. And this is a quote here from one of our from one of our customers, just understanding how their product is performing within the different applications here. And last but not least, they stated that our platform really closes the gap in understanding to questions not normally asked, so you can really understand and ask those hard questions in the early stages of design. Thank you.